do want to go streaming. Greetings, everybody. It's Irate Prostate here, and it's another wonderful edition of the Creem Stream. It's a beautiful Friday night, and I just got to witness AP and Ghastly reveal their true faces, and it was captivating and fascinating. So I've got the show going on. I'm going to roll the our favorite new background, as they say. And while I do that, I'm going to say hey to our crowd, and we've got in the crowd as a fourth guest is Sir Adamantine. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And our other guest for the evening is Benny Hanna of the streams. If you've hung out anywhere online on YouTube, you've definitely run into Benny Hanna. Say hey to everybody, Benny.
I am 100% erect.
That's killer. That's right. Well, so it looks like we look good. Everything, all the, I want to say gauges are hitting the proper things that they need to hit. So we're go, and we've got a couple of people that are supposed to join the show, the regular crew. We are missing Red and Geek Thulu and Malin, and hopefully they will show up soon. And King Billy says, what are you using to stream? And I am using OBS. Is there a problem? Tell me, King Billy. So I don't know what's going on. Earlier, Sir Adamantine had said something about the having some kind of audio issue, but I don't hear anything now. And he said that there's nothing going on. So, King Billy?
He says you have...
No, you just went out on me. Says I have an echo. Yeah, I hear that too. I can get rid of that. I can do this. All right. Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I can hear
you. All right, the echo is just a little bit. Does the echo? There's a slight echo, and I don't know how to get rid of that. We just have to deal with that. Is it a little bit better though, Alamo Kekistani? That's one thing I can do. All right, yeah, all right, and. Even if I do this,
He says it isn't terrible.
It isn't terrible. All right. So, all right. Can you hear me, Sir Adamantine? All right. So, for you to hear me, I do have to take this off. So, maybe I can deafen myself like that. Can you hear me still, Sir Adamantine? All right. So it's not. Yeah. Even if I deafen. It's going to run a little bit weird like that, but so without any further ado, I guess we're going to get down from the testing and the trippy background. Yes, there is a trippy background, and that is quite intentional. Let's see. So yeah, what we usually do, all right, is. We usually show our things at the end of the show, but I started working with the Chaos 120 people, and they have a nice thing where when they open they do their shilling, and they also shill before they close out. And,
yeah, you're definitely cutting out.
I am definitely cutting out. So
yeah,
I can't fix it. I can't fix it. So we're just gonna have to you went in and out a little bit too. So we're just gonna have to roll with it like it is, because there's nothing that can be done. And that kind of sucks. But hey, Let me see something here. Yeah, there's a distinguishable echo. And it wasn't echoing earlier, was it, Sir Adamantine? Which is it's a little bit. Let's. And it does it. Okay, so it runs through right through that. It's going to run through the properties with the. See if we run through this way, and does that work any better? Say hey everybody. Yeah, they couldn't hear that, I don't think. Could y'all hear that? Yep. It's the echo is going to have to stay. Shut. Whatever. I don't know what's causing that. Anyhow. All right. Test 1, 2, 3. That sounds better to me. Let's see what's going on here. I'm just looking at one thing here on the audio. Got everything else. Let's output.
I'm going to make a smart-ass comment because I'm a smart-ass.
Be a smart-ass.
What sounds better to me is Google Hangouts, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah, but it really sucks on the CPU, and it causes all that robotic noise and shit. And that's the reason that everybody's going to this thing. Now I am using the Streamlabs OBS beta combination stream, so that may be having an effect on it, but it worked well yesterday with the Big Fat Brian thing. And it was working really well with the thing. So anyway, we're going to just roll with it like it is, and you know, if the echoes bother you a little bit, just cut back a little bit on the audio, and see if that helps any. That's what I did, is I turned down my headphones a little bit, and that helped me out quite a bit. And we'll switch back like that. Let's see. We're looking at. We'd like to look at the news. I named this stream that all the world is Florida. Because I found there's just a bunch of stuff where it's just got some retarded shit going on. That seems to be happening all over the world. So, you know, instead of there are some stuff we're going to talk about a little bit later on. That's going to be a little bit crazy. I'd say hey to the Messiah of Keck and Straight Sith Male. What's going on, everybody? Alamo Kekistani, and of course King Billy. It's good to see King Billy. I hadn't seen him in a while. And straight Sith Male, man. Let's see. Yeah, what's going on? Pro wrestling. That's a great comment. Okay.
By the way, thank God all of the world is not Florida. The sewer of America.
Well, all right, you're gonna think. The first story we've got for tonight's for tonight's episode is from the Ural Mountains of Russia, and I want to say hello to Colleen Bernier. How you doing, darling? Yes, and some of these stories did come from your wonderful rooting out ability. You can find excellent news and fun news at the drop of a hat, and I really like that about you. So, a man wearing nothing but underpants, a necklace, and a gun slung over his back was filmed racing through the eye of the snowy forest in negative 20 degrees Celsius after his wife. He's on a snow machine, which is also known as they call them, what else do they call them, Sir Adamantine, up there? Snow machines, or
Snowmobiles.
Snowmobiles, right. But most of the Yankees up there, they call them snow machines, don't they? Yeah, after his wife had hid his clothes and tried to stop him from hunting. She didn't want to go out hunting because apparently he was wasted. Despite having no clothes on, the man was so intent on chasing his prey that he jumped on the snowmobile to search for wolves in the Ural Mountains of Russia. He could not even find socks before leaving home in freezing temperatures, which is the equivalent of -4 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty damn crazy. If you want my, that's just me. It's like, I don't know about y'all, but that just seems like that's just fucking cold. -4 degrees.
Yeah, in underwear and socks, or
yeah,
not
exactly.
even socks. Yeah, that's
exactly. The man said that his wife tried to stop him from leaving the house to hunt wolves behind his clothes, and he decided, fuck it, I'm going out naked. He also said that he already traveled about 15 kilometers when they met the guy on camera, with the camera. And the naked hunter's chances of finding prey may have been improved by his lack of clothes, as he got a tip from the other men about wolf tracks that they had seen earlier. Let's see, he also he was informed that there was a cabin about 10 kilometers away where he could get some clothes. The person with the camera was shocked, and they offered him a coat, which he declined, saying that he was happy to continue without one because it's spring and the sun was shining. The naked man smiled merrily as he departed through the snow, and camera turns to catch a glimpse of one of the men on the snowmobile that filmed the bizarre sight, bundled up in a heavy coat, hat, gloves, and ward off the freezing temperatures. So apparently this dude was, there had to be some type of chemical involved, at least a little bit of alcohol, wouldn't you say?
I mean, well, he basically just went out because his wife was just saying no. He's just like, fuck you, I want to do this. I don't care if I have to go naked, I still want to do it.
Right. Sorry, I meant to.
Well, as a connoisseur of being wasted, I don't think there's any level of alcohol that would make me do something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there probably was something a little bit more chemistry complex going on there.
Somewhere between bipolar disorder and LSD, perhaps.
Yeah, bath salts, what have you.
I feel you. Well, I haven't heard anything from either Geek Thulu nor Red, and they can't seem to be found. So we may just be flying solo, guys. But Malin should show up. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to burn him. I'm going to burn him like a cheap Christmas tree. All right. Let's see. Okay. This is from the Daily Mirror. Okay. The reason that I put this in the All the World is Florida stack is, check this out. Okay. Shocked beachgoers discover a passed out couple naked in a naked embrace with their clothes on the sound around them. Beachgoers hoping for a nice day out were shocked when they discovered a naked couple passed out in the sand.
I saw that picture.
in mid coitus, as they say. The beachgoer, the video footage shows a bizarre scene, although it's not known when or where it was filmed. In the clip, the person filming begins by showing the beautiful surroundings, the sandy beach, clear waters. But then as the camera turns, it focuses on a young couple lying in the sand in the corner of the beach next to the steps to get to the road. A bearded man wearing nothing but a pair of white socks and a watch can be seen laying on top of his female friend with his naked ass in the air. They say bum, but of course in American, bum is ass. So that's the way us Americans say it. And so that's the way I'm going to say it. Let's see. I'm getting back here. To keep on going, let's see.
Yeah, academic club. Thank God for that watch, so he wasn't completely naked.
Yeah, bearded man. Let's see. Underneath them, the woman was totally naked from the waist down, but it looks as if the shirt she was wearing was blue, and the rest of their clothes had strewn in the sand around them. The shirt was open somewhat, but she was still wearing a brassiere. The couple could be fast asleep as the person filming could be heard giggling at the shock of the scene. Several cars are also seen parked outside of the road with drivers and passengers looking down at the couple. Let's just hope that the both of them were okay when they woke up. And what do you think about the consent aspect of this situation?
Oh, I'm sure it was rape because it's always rape.
It has to be rape. Oh my goodness. Well, crew, what do you think? People in chat, give me some opinions here. I'm gonna pull this around and this up. There we go. And that way I can see everything. Everything.
I mean, it could have been consent because, I mean, it didn't look like there was a struggle. Now, was it?
No, not really. I was kind of making fun of the deal. I want to say hi to Malachite and Academic Cub. How's everybody doing out there? How many we got in the group now? Looking at 9 viewers. All right, thumbs up. It's a busy night on the interwebs, as they say. I'll see somebody up here. Let me do something real quick. I want to send.
Well, we got Thrax here.
Thrax subscales. Sable scales. Sorry, that was a horrible bastardization of your name. I apologize. And let's see. Let's send a message. And I just sent a message to Geek to let him know that we're still going, but I can't reach Red. So if I hope everything's okay with Red. So yeah. So.
Going to going to the chat for a second. I agree with Academic Club.
Yeah.
Unconsciousness does equal implied consent.
I'm just wondering what made them think that fucking outside was gonna be a good idea.
Hey.
No, there's something to be said for that. I mean, I could, I read the story too, and I saw the picture, which is hilarious, by the way. I can totally see them doing this in the middle of the night and just passing out.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
Oh, indeed. Let's see. Let me get this going here. But yeah,
That's got to make for an embarrassing morning, though, boy.
Yeah, it gives new meaning to the walk of shame. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I'll go on into the next. Staying in the UK. Okay, this is from the Daily Mirror again. A woman cuts off little finger and names it Wiggles and wears it as a pendant necklace. You got to see this to believe it too. She has it in a little glass jar about the size of a pinky, and it says the woman cut off her pinky finger and now wears it as a pendant around her neck. Taurus Reynolds numbered her little finger on her left hand and used a bolt cutter to saw half of it clean off. To begin with, the Essex body piercer and artist says she put it in the freezer next to some frozen peas and forgot about it. But then Taurus put it with the alcohol solution in a glass veil to wear as an occasional necklace. She thought it was a cute idea and had thought of doing it for years. She calls the finger Wiggles. The 30-year-old said, "I forgot it was there, and you don't want to waste it, so why not turn it into a necklace? I thought a necklace would be the easiest thing to make, and I wanted to do something to mark Wiggles' first birthday." Taurus recently held a photo shoot for Wiggles to celebrate the birthday. And let's see. Meanwhile, she brought her boyfriend brought the remaining stumped miniature hats. So he's got these little itty bitty hats, like a policeman's hat, and all this stuff that she wears on the end of the nub of what's attached to her hand. A lot of people have said it's awesome. Everyone knows I don't take anything seriously, she says. She was inspired to go ahead with the chop after a friend did the same thing. Oh, because it's all the rage in England, obviously. Cutting off your pinky. Torch says that in preparation for the self-imposed amputation, she practiced bending it backwards to see what life would be like with only half of a little finger left on her hand. She has a history with weirdness, obviously, with peculiarity, the way the Brits say it. After she split up with her last boyfriend for cheating on her in 2014, she cut off a tattoo on her forearm and sent it to him in the mail. I packaged it up so it would look like a present, she said. And I even used different handwriting so he'd have no idea that it was from me. I can't imagine what his reaction was. I wish I could have been there to see it. Okay.
I saw this article too. I think in the Mail it was.
Yeah, this is one of those that's like, nobody's gonna.
An attention whore.
Not look at that,
Or number 3, she's probably batshit crazy and an attention whore.
Yeah.
But when I read this article, I read the comments, and someone made a great comment, something to the effect of, "What happens when her boyfriend is sleeping and she decides she wants a partner for Mr. Wiggles?"
I thought that was funny when she said she did it because her friend did it. It's like it's some kind of fad or some shit. I thought, what do you think, Benny? Talk to us, bud.
People are dumb. People are really fucking dumb.
You think?
Well, like what in your head made you think?
Yes.
Why don't I just make a necklace out of it? Because I had a teacher and he lost his thumb during when he was working. This was like before he became a teacher. He would always tell us a story where when it was a sawing accident and he slipped and he cut off like half of his thumb. So now it's just a nub. So one of the things that he would always do is he wasn't even sad about it. He was like one of the things he would do is he would fuck with people.
Right.
Like he would be over at a machine and he'll be like, my thumb! And he's just like, God. It's so funny when he does it with little kids is that he will pretend to do the remove the thumb thing, and he would pretend that
Benny, he would pretend to what? You just cut out just then.
Like what my teacher would do is he would do the remove the thumb trick that everyone knows how to do.
Yeah.
So what he would do with little kids is that he would start doing it, but then he would pretend that oh no, the trick went wrong, and and all the kids would start freaking out.
That's funny as shit, man. He sounds like my kind of guy. I like that.
Losing the thumb would really suck.
Yeah.
Not for him.
That opposable thumb, though, man, that kind of helps us not be like animals and shit.
Yeah, kind of more important than a pinky.
Yeah, that and the frontal lobes, that's about it.
Going back to the story, cutting parts of yourself off does not equal the same thing as getting tattoos or piercings. That's just fucked up.
Yeah, I know, man. Isn't that weird? And then she would even equate it as that,
it feels like one of those stories where like the type of people who think that like they're supposed to be like amputees and they would go get surgery to remove a limb.
Right.
You ever hear those types of stories before?
Oh, you mean those people who like I just want to get rid of a body part because it's fun,
Yeah.
like big parts like feet and legs and stuff.
No, because they're like, I've always felt like my foot was supposed to be gone, or
Yeah,
like I was supposed to be blind.
That's insanity.
Like I remember there was a story where a woman poured bleach in her eyes because she thought that she was supposed to be blind.
Yeah, yeah. That's is that body dysmorphic disorder? Is that what it's called? It's some kind of disorder where they see themselves as amputees or as blind or something, and now these fucking, this is what gets me, all right, is these fucking counselors and shit encourage them to do it, and they walk them through the fucking process. And I mean, that's against everything that, you know, as a counselor, I was taught, you know, it's you're taught to recognize mental illness and you're taught to treat it. You know, you're not taught to encourage it. I mean, that's just some fucked up shit, man, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's not the society we live in anymore.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You know, this is the, you know, these are the same people that are going to, you know, try to, I mean, you know, and we're seeing that. They're trying to, you know, legitimize pedophilia, you know.
Well, hey, all ideas are equal, even if one is entirely fucked up.
Right. I totally don't agree with that, but you know, I know exactly what you're saying because it's all this it's all, well, everything's conceptual anyway. You know, it's the world, everything's a construct. If you think about it, you know, subjectively, we all have different perception, and everything we see is, you know, is a different version based on our personal constructs and the way we perceive stuff, you know. And it's like, right. And so if I take a 2x4 and hit you in the head with it, if you don't believe it's a 2x4, then it's not going to give you a fucking knot the size of, you know, a fucking softball. Or it might not even split your face open. I mean, you know. But then again, hey, it's all conceptual, right? You know? Mm-hmm. God.
Well, that's the thing nowadays is that we let these mass delusions just happen. Like, no matter how fucked up the person is, we don't suggest, oh, you should get treatment. You should get, you know, medication. We just like, oh, we're supposed to accept them for who they are.
Right.
Try saying that to like a schizophrenic. Just be like, oh, okay, it's okay that the voices in your head are telling you to kill your family. That's just fine. Like we treat these mass delusions, and we're supposed to accept everyone who has these mental disorders.
Right.
Just accept you for who you are.
Right. Keep going, man. I like where you're going with this.
Well, it's just because then, like, we get to like the topics of like when it comes to transgenderism or however the fuck they say it nowadays. And with me, I'm since I'm like the
just what? You just cut out.
But like when it comes to certain topics, it's just confusing. It really is.
Well, there's something deeply wrong with society. I remember several years ago, I was having a debate with my sister about gay marriage. I was for it, and my sister's quite religious, and she was against it. And she was pulling out things like, you know, it's going to lead to things like polygamy and pedophilia and bestiality being acceptable. And I'm like, you're a crazy religious nut.
No.
But sure enough, What the hell's happening now?
Yeah, but I don't think that's because of legitimizing gay marriage or anything. I think that's just because I think that's the whole SJW. I see what you're saying though, but it's that whole push that whole.
Well, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't make gay marriage a bad thing.
No,
but
right.
There's
but it's been
there's a segment of society that just nothing is ever enough. It just has to continually be pushed into the absurd and the stupid and the gross.
Yeah, but
I mean, they're using the example I gave. There is no comparison to be drawn between gay marriage and bestiality, but in some crazy people's heads, there is. Like, one is progression from the other. It's just. Ugh.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Is that it's something that's being co-opted to push an agenda, right? Which is it's always that slippery slope, the thing. And they'll usually take something that's usually innocuous, like what you just mentioned, just like it's frustrating and it's quite maddening in a lot of ways. It's maddening, I tell you. So let's look at the chat and see what people have to say. Iron Warranted is why is society enabling this? It's a good question. I tell Chaos 120 I'll catch them later. Malevolent Rider, thanks. Saray is correct. I totally agree. Colleen said that she found more stories. A Pizza Stalker, 1720s sex manual, and cocaine-filled fake buttocks. Yeah, I saw that article where the person had butt implants that were to mule cocaine in. I mean, there's got to be an easier way to, you know what I'm saying, man? I mean, fuck. I totally, I don't get it. I really don't. How are you going to get the coke out? Are they really just going to cut you open and pull the implants out? I mean, that's a lot of, I don't know, man. That's a lot of work.
It's the cartel. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Apparently, man. Apparently. All right. So, all right. Now we're leaving the international arena momentarily, and we're going to go to the United States, and we're going to deal with some real Floridians, what I like to call Floridians, people who live in Florida who apparently are stupid. It says, man and woman in Florida were captured on surveillance video making off with $2,159 worth of various brands of antacid medications from a public grocery store. The employees called police at 8:30 p.m. on January 26th at the Publix in Weston, Florida. Officers found the couple stole 29 boxes of Nexium, 3 boxes of Prilosec, 4 boxes of this. Okay, there's these generic names I cannot pronounce, but pretty much those pump. What do they call this? Something pump inhibitors. Protease pump inhibitors, something like that. They managed to conceal 61 boxes of the drugs and make it away without being caught. But their faces had been seen, and that's the way they were busted based on that. So, what are you going to do with almost $2,000 worth of antacid? Ceratamente, Benny? Help me out here, because I have no fucking idea.
Thing.
Benny?
Like, it's like antacids, like do you put them in like some type of like chemical mix and it's like this high powered drug or whatever?
I don't think there's anything you can do with antacids that are fun.
I was wondering if they thought it was the stuff that you could like steal to make like meth with, or bathtub meth or some shit.
That's
You know, they are from Florida. They may be stupid enough to have been confused.
Yeah, indeed, man. That's what I was thinking. But Colleen said about the fake buttocks. She said they were sewn into a pair of swimming trunks. Women or female or male? Women or female? So Benny, what do you think about the antacid? You think besides the drug angle, is there any other angle that makes any sense?
No.
Maybe they were on drugs and they just thought it would have been a good idea. Well, it's like we're going to eat a lot of Italian food or some shit, tomorrow. So we might get some antacid, and just kind of went to, went overboard a little bit or some shit. I don't know, man.
I like academic Cubs theory. They're going to corner the market at a chili cook-off.
That's right. Vote for us. I can see them bribing the judges with a Brazilian man. It was a Brazilian man that was with the swim trunks. Interesting. Okay, so this isn't exactly Florida, but it was odd enough I had to put it in with the Florida bunch because this is from Newsfix Daily. Just a regular day of the neighborhood. Pastor in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, has been slapped with a lewdness and indecency charges after police found him in a vehicle with a naked and bound man. Cops were called to investigate a suspicious vehicle parked outside a home. When they arrived, they found 61-year-old George Nelson Gregory in the vehicle's back seat, while a naked and bound man sat in the front seat. His story, Gregory told the police they were just playing, and that he and the other man meet up from time to time and decide to play with each other. He first told the police...
Yeah, foreplay.
Yeah. As Colleen just mentioned in the chat, her and I were talking about this earlier. Let me just say, I've never had a naked and bound 19-year-old man near me without doing something incredibly uninnocent.
I feel like that 19-year-old is like some type of prostitute, because I wouldn't imagine any type of 19-year-old being around a fucking 61-year-old, unless it's like a sugar daddy type shit.
Oh, I'm sure that's what it was.
Well, that's exactly.
I mean, he was a pastor. There's the collection plate. I mean,
yeah, it's like, and then it goes on to say, check it out. His story, he says they were just playing, and then later he denies making any of those statements to the police. Right? Instead, he said that he was giving counseling to a drug addict, and that it did turn a little strange. He said, "I won't deny that he began to take his clothes off in Proposition B, but I will deny on a stack of Bibles, with God as my witness, that I did not do nothing with that boy in the front of my car on a stack of Bibles." I'll say.
Why you haven't? That doesn't explain why you haven't gag and bound.
No shit. Well, yeah.
You don't have a fucking gag ball and rope on hand all the fucking time.
The gimp accoutrement notwithstanding, right?
Yeah, well, here's the thing about being tied up. If you're convincingly tied up, you couldn't do it yourself, so.
Well, sorry about that.
So it's not like this. It's not like this kid was able to completely bind himself in ropes by himself, because you just can't do that.
No, you have to be a hell of a magician. Maybe Chris Angel could do that, or some shit. But yeah, or as we like to call him, Sofang.
Whatever happened to Chris Angel? We never hear anything from him.
I think he's still in Vegas doing a magic show. They get to a point of where they do that, that daily, weekly gig, the 2-hour show at 7, and then a 2-hour show at 10 o'clock, or maybe take it later on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, but I think he's probably still in Vegas. it's my bet unless he's dead, you know, or no, if has OD'd, because I think, you know, he definitely looked like he'd like to get fucked up a couple, you know, days a week.
God, I remember watching Mind Freak when I was younger, and I remember the one where like he said, "I will make you levitate through the television." And as a little kid, I would always be like, "Yeah, this is gonna work."
Keep going.
But like I remember like looking at this angel, think that like it was all real, and most of the time it would scare the hell out of me. Like
the
it was the
idea-
one where like it was like the roller, and he lays on broken glass as the steamroller like rolls him over to like his waist. And then like that one scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
Do you remember that trick?
Oh yeah, man, I sure do. As a matter of fact, there was a weightlifter in my town that was he ended up getting busted for drugs, but he did a version of that trick where he would let a semi. There's a way to do it to where it looks like that the weight of whatever it is rolling over your stomach, you know, but it's not. It's actually the majority of the weight is on this device that fits around the waist, and you can't see it from a certain, you know, camera angle, and that's of course always the angle that you see the trick from. So it's a prop magic. It's what they call prop magic. Now this is a Florida story that you know, kind of reminds us of the Casey Anthony side of Florida. It says the parents of a McElhenney, Florida toddler who ingested morphine pills while his father was looking after the 1-year-old are under arrest. The Baker County Sheriff's Office said on Monday paramedics were called to the child's home on Barber Street around 11 a.m. Saturday after the mother returned to find the child under the influence of drugs, according to the Sheriff's Office. The woman found with the daughter's body. Oh, the woman found with the daughter's body was charged with murder, abuse, after neglect. After the boyfriend's neglect for child abuse, the mom was charged with neglect. Okay, I don't think that the kid died. Hold on. A man charged with child abuse after friends. I'm reading the wrong shit. Okay, that's why. The mother was charged with 2 accounts of intentional child abuse. The 1-year-old was taken to the Ed Fraser Memorial Hospital for treatment. Deputies said the child has been released from the hospital. They did not die. The Department of Children and Family Services removed the child from the home and placed him with a relative following his parents' arrests. Sheriff Roden told News 4. As bad as
how old was the child?
Said that 1-year-old.
Jesus Christ!
No shit. There's a little bit more to this, and then we'll kind of kick this around because this is something that's intense. It's as bad as it is. This one actually turned out well because the child is safe now. Deputies learned that the toddler was left with the child's father, 29-year-old Seth Shane Baker, Friday, while the mother, 32-year-old Crystal, that's always a sign of white trash. Her name is either Crystal Dawn or Misty Dawn.
No, it's short for crystal meth.
Exactly. It's a typical redneck name. She went while the baby daddy and ex-husband, right, was with the child who got, you know, who ate the dope under his care. She was out with her boyfriend, who is the father's brother, according to an arrest report. Typical Florida South shit. When the couple returned at 10:30 Saturday, Seth Baker answered the door in a stupor. The arrest report stated his brother Jeremy stated that the child was walking around the house clumsily, bumping into furniture It was then that the couple noticed that the child had a blue substance around his mouth, and that something his father suggested may have been resulting in the eating of morphine pills, according to the report. He said that some of the pills that he kept in the cigarette pack looked chewed on. That's the key right there, that they weren't legal right there. It was in a cigarette pack. Deputies said that the home was filthy. There was noticeable odor inside. Hello? There are also drugs, including, let's see. Let me pull
Hey, by the way, Irate, we got Dual Wheels in the chat.
Hey, Dual, what's happening, man? You want to pop in and hang out with us for a little bit? If you want to, come on to my Discord and hop into the general voice chat, and I'll pop you in if you want to come in. Boom, boom. So, right. So, it was when they noticed the kid was fucked up, and he said, with the pills and the cigarette looked like they'd been chewed on. Deputies said the home was filthy. There's a noticeable odor. That's where I stopped because of the odor. It's like, no shit. I bet it smelled awesome in there. There were also drugs, including pills, methamphetamine, in plain view within the child's reach, the report said. The living room was in disarray. One deputy report said the conditions were to be described as unsanitary at best. Seth Baker, who intentionally left home to avoid arrest for an outstanding restraining order violation, was taken into custody. As a matter of fact, let me grab Dual and grab his butt and bring it on in here. Hey, Dual.
Let's go.
There he is.
Let's go.
What's up, man? Let me bring you up a wee bit. Say, give me a 1, 2, 3.
A 1, 2, 3.
All right.
1 or 2 or 3.
All right, that's better. Say that. Say hi again.
What's going on?
There you go.
Yeah. On the watch page, it kind of sounds like you have the audio source coming through twice.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with it, but I'm using the beta with the Streamlabs incorporated in it. It really worked well yesterday, so it's like I don't know, man. I'll have it fixed, but it doesn't sound that horrible, does it? Is it just?
Oh no, not horrible at all. It actually just makes it sound like somebody's eavesdropping in on us.
Ah, okay. Well, that could be the case.
They can hear us.
That's all
They
right.
can hear
well,
us.
I've been saying that for years, man, and everybody laughed and shit. And of course, when when the what's his name Snowden came out, and Chelsea Manning, it's like I was like, well, who's laughing at who now, motherfuckers? I don't have any resentment about that either. So the deputies went to the hospital. So we were talking about the kid that OD'd on the morphine.
Oh fuck,
yeah,
that's not good.
yeah,
I didn't hear about that, but I just know that's not good.
A 1-year-old baby, and it lived actually though, so that was a good thing. And the mom left the baby with her obviously junkie husband, so she could go out with his brother, and they could go fuck in peace, I'm sure, somewhere.
Shit, all I heard about was a kid getting suspended from school for bringing melatonin to school.
Oh, really?
I didn't hear about this shit. Shit's crazy.
It says she was later located, the mother was located at the Red Roof Inn, where deputies said she tried to escape on foot. They chased her down and captured her in the motel lobby. The father was charged with child neglect. So in other words, she finds the kid fucked up, calls 911 and says, I think my baby took some morphine, and left. She hightailed it the fuck out of there.
By the way, how does a 1-year-old take anything by themselves?
Well, he found that it was little blue tablets, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it looked like candy to him.
Yeah.
And so he
Morphine 5s, it sounds like.
and he pulled it out and started chewing on it and shit.
Yeah.
It was horrible. That's horrible.
Well,
The
yeah.
child's father was charged with child neglect, bodily harm, possession of a controlled substance without prescription, both felonies, and misdemeanor without resisting or without violence. I'm sorry, misdemeanor resisting without violence. That's like running and shit. The mother is charged with resisting without violence. So, which is what she did. So, yeah. This
I
makes
mean,
me just
you guys know what I do for a living. I do people's floors, and I do go into drug houses. I go to nice houses down to the low-income houses. And more times than none, in the low-income houses, when I'm tearing out people's floors, I find a handful of pills.
Right.
Just stuck in the carpet. You know, that kid's getting everything. They'll crawl around, they'll take a fucking marshmallow out of a fucking bag before you even fucking know it, and they're eating the bag, not the marshmallow. Fucking... That was a personal story. Personally happened. At least eat the fucking marshmallows, kid.
So you do floors? What do you do, man? Tell me what kind of job you got, man?
Oh, I train people how to install floors.
Like all
Carpeting.
kinds of floors? Yeah, carpeting.
Yeah, I do mostly carpeting, but I've done, laminate, vinyl, velour, and all that shit.
So do you use a kick stretcher?
We actually only use that for positioning carpet. If the stretcher fits, use it. Save your knees, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I'll teach everybody here how to install carpet in 10 minutes. Let's do it. You guys got your knee pads on?
Wow. I can make a joke on that one.
I was about to do it.
I set you guys up for it. Oh my god, pick up the jokes.
Pick up the jokes, guys. Pick them up.
You're underemployed, Duel. You're a musical genius.
I only do that on the side. I should sell the pills that I find. I'll make more money doing that.
I actually got an article for you guys, if you guys are interested.
Well, read it, my friend. I told you to bring some, didn't I?
I can't really read it, but
go for it, man.
I can link it to you.
No,
I can link it to you.
You can read it. Go ahead, man. It's okay. This ain't school. We ain't gonna laugh at you.
Well, the thing is that I have my Discord.
You have your Discord what?
It sounded like you cut out mid-sentence.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I have my thing set to push to talk, which makes it like easier so you don't hear what's going on in the background and everything.
I see.
Well, sometimes that's how you catch the funniest stuff.
Nothing's funny where I am.
It's just like if I did this on voice activity, you would hear people tell me to kill myself. Do you think that's funny?
I mean, if they say
funny
it
when they tell
funny.
me. If they say it funny. Alright, so I tried posting the Discord link into the YouTube chat. I guess that's not working. So, I'm going to have to DM people your Discord link.
Hold on, man. They said that shit the other day.
Is it in the description of the video?
I'm gonna make it permanent. I had a permanent link on the Twitter.
If you put it in the description of the video, it makes it a lot easier for everybody.
Oh, listen to you.
It works there. For some reason, it does not want to work in live chat.
I got you. All right. Well, I'll put it in the description.
I just shot it to you on Discord.
Okay.
I know I've seen some of you on Twitter. If you have me on Twitter, go ahead and hit me with the DM, and I'll shoot you the link too.
All right, and it should be up there now. Refresh your pages, everybody. All right.
Wow.
If you want to join the party, come on.
Yep,
in.
there it is.
Come on in, man. We're partying. All right. Let's see what we got.
And what is this top chat, live chat thing that YouTube is doing?
What?
That seems pretty weird. Seems weird.
That's weird, isn't it?
We got Malachite. We got Dick Daddy Foster, who joined a couple days earlier today. What's going on, you fucks? Sorry to maintain you're quiet. Are you just slow? Do you have like the bottle in one of those hamster feeder things and you're just sitting there?
No, but it's funny you should mention that because I did just leave and come back silently to get another.
Speaking of which, I need to do the same thing. I'm just sitting here smoking my pipe, gentlemen. Well, those morphine pills, they do look like candy if we want to get back on that subject.
Yeah, man.
We got the little blue ones, the 5s, and the purple ones, which are the 10s. Don't ask me how I know.
I didn't even know they had morphine pills, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, they're like half a M&M. They're really small.
Yeah, they're really
And they're
bitty.
fucking strong.
Yep. The power.
How does this compare to OxyContin?
Well, if you get there's two kinds. There's
I can
instant
get my
release.
pill guy in here if you want.
And
You guys want to talk to a pill
there's
guy?
time release and instant release. The instant release, like it's just like what it says. If you got 5 milligrams on a time release, that's over like a 12-hour period of time. But if you have instant release, it's going to hit you fast. Morphine, OxyContin is it's like, all right, so say like 7.5 milligrams of OxyContin. Or just say, just plain on OxyContin is the same as 10 milligrams of hydrocodone, right? And 7.5 milligrams of OxyContin would be the equivalent of, I think, 5 milligrams of morphine, I want to say, or maybe it's exactly the same. It may be 7.5. I don't know, it's been a long time since I had to know that stuff.
I've always been a fan of painkillers like Percocet and Vicodin, but... once back in my youth, I was out with a friend of mine. And he's like, "I've got some OxyContin."
Yeah.
And he gives me some, and we're at a restaurant, and I'm like, "I want a drink," because I'm drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like you shouldn't do that.
No.
It was just feel stronger and stronger.
I'm like, all right, just one drink, okay? And it's like, fine.
You know what you can drink a lot on? I tried an Adderall a couple of weeks ago. I drank all fucking day, couldn't feel a goddamn thing.
Now remember, don't drink and use drugs, and only take medicine that your doctor prescribes for you.
Like mushrooms. Take mushrooms.
So anyway, he let me have one drink. So I'm like, martini, because I wanted the strongest drink possible. So had a martini, and then I'm like, I need one more. It's like, no,
you don't.
But I convinced him for one more, and I'm like, so I order a Long Island iced tea.
Oh, Jesus.
But for some reason, this restaurant, when you order iced tea, they give you a pitcher.
Holy moly!
So we have dinner. I go home later, and I was sitting at my desk, like in a desk chair, not like a living room chair, but a desk chair. I passed out for like 17 hours in my chair.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord decided to go fucking on me.
Yeah, did it? What happened?
I don't know. It just kept on going, connecting, disconnected, connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting.
Yeah, the voice chat. Are you using Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. You have to. I found the best way to do it is just to run a dedicated Cat 5 or Cat 6 to your if you're using a laptop or a desktop, just go ahead and run a line. I mean, you can use Wi-Fi, but it'll go in and out like that.
But no, I got it fixed, so I'm good.
All right. So you said you sent me a story.
Yeah, on Discord.
Okay, let me.
In your DMs.
Let me see if I can pick it up. Pick it up, man.
Now, the reason I picked this article specifically is, well, we've been talking about, most people have been talking about Black Panther and about racism for a little bit. So I'm like, why not talk about an article that has racism in it?
Okay. Okay, here you are. Okay. So let's
That queen picture spitting out those heads. Very disturbing.
You like that, man?
It's not the most disturbing thing on this.
Oh yeah, I've got some cool stuff on there, man.
There's the wrestling blowjobs.
Yeah, well, that's not.
I like
really,
the jiggle Tits. That's what I like.
Yeah, me too, man. And they're mostly redheads. You notice I got a theme here. I love redheads with big old titties. That's all I gotta say. I like me some big old titties. Put them in
Speaking
my
of
face.
big old titties, where is Red?
She, I don't know, dude. She has disappeared. So, and Mercolium is not to be found either. So
Oh,
I don't know. There might be something.
He's messing with that red hair and those big old titties.
Yeah, maybe. Baby, come here and sit on my
Get
lap.
it, Mark.
We're gonna talk about the first thing that pops up.
Where's Occam?
Oh, he'll be here. He should be here, man. I don't know. This is a Quaalude night, apparently. I just got a message. Geek Dude has been like busting his ass with this Joy Sparkle stuff, and he's just he's wiped
That's
out.
still going on?
No, he said he had to go crash, man. So I just got a message from him. All right, so this is in. I want to say. All right, Taunton. Where is this? Is this in Massachusetts? Benny?
I think it disappeared. Bring him back.
Benny Hanna, where you be?
Down in waiting room.
Is he back in the waiting room?
Yeah.
Can y'all not pull him in?
No.
Okay.
I don't have the power.
I got the power. Yeah, usually, I think you should be able to do it. Both of y'all should be able to, because I gave the admins that power to move people. So
I tried. Didn't work. It didn't work.
Well, I'll fuck with it. I apologize. So all right, we got 11 in the group. Anybody else? Hit on that link, man, and let me know. I see Colleen Bernier has joined us. And let's see, I got a call here, and I'm going to give her roles that she didn't know she had. That's right, she's a partier. And we will make her.
Benny Hanna, no, what is going on with you?
He live again. I do not know what's going on. He does not know anyway.
Benny Hanna, please come back to me.
Oh, Benny.
The link for the Discord is located in the description.
That's right. In the description, there's a link to the Discord.
If you don't see it, you've been here for a while.
And it should pull you into the call-in participation FAQ, for back a better word. Please read that and then hop in the voice chat, and we'll pull you in. But please make sure you read all the call-in show participation and the rules and agree to that before you come in. That way.
Jesus, do you have a non-disclosure? And
well, I'd have to say it at least once during the show.
It's based irate.
It is. It is. All right. So Taunton, I assume this is Massachusetts. Okay, this is because it talks about Plymouth. Taunton, mother of a Bristol Plymouth Regional Technical School freshman, says that her son has been subjected to racial taunts and one physical assault during the past 2 weeks. She wants to make sure that the school nips such behavior in the bud before it gets any worse. It's become an issue of safety, said Ludgie Michael. I don't know what that name is. I don't want to come home from work and have to get a call that something tragic has happened. All the students who she says has harassed her son are white, she said. BP superintendent and director publicly responded to the concerns in a letter posted Thursday to the school's website, in which he acknowledged incidents of racial slurs that have been reported.
I don't mean to interrupt, Irate, but Benny Hanna is back again.
All right. Well, do you know? Have you ever pulled somebody?
Yeah, I was just sitting there trying while you were talking, but it wasn't working.
Yeah, what you have to do is you have to click on them, and then it'll light up a little box around them, and then you pull them up until you see the big box form around it, like we're incorporating him. So, Benny, where is this from? Is this Massachusetts?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool. The online letter addressed parents and guardians that whose students were involved in these reported incidents have been disciplined. Magalhouse said it conducted the Anti-Defamation League, contacted the Anti-Defamation League for their assistance in staging school-wide activities to address these issues. Racism, bigotry, and hate, he writes, have no place here. Michael says that her complaints and concerns came to the fore for the school this week after a woman she described as a cousin posted a message on Facebook and pinned an email to the school. The family relative in her post urged their Facebook friends, please reach out and absolutely overwhelm the school's administration and make clear that this will not stand and cannot continue. When contacted by phone Friday morning, Megalhouse, who is now in his third year as superintendent, said he won't tolerate such behavior amongst the student body. But he declined to say if any student has been suspended. Also, there's no way to guarantee that similar incident might not reoccur despite his best efforts. We can't control what kids say to other kids, Megalhouse says. Michael says her 14-year-old son began his school year full of optimism. He enrolled in the culinary program and he wants to be a chef. He wants to own his own restaurant one day. And she describes herself and her husband and their children as Haitian Americans. Says that the trouble began 2 weeks ago when her son came home from school and appeared despondent. He was withdrawn and sad. He didn't want to talk about it. He was very upset, she said. Michael, 33, had finally told her that a student who sits behind him in math class had more than once accused him, taunted him, by uttering what euphemistically is referred to as the N-word. Michael says the other boys' insults were not only were insulting, but also distracted her son in class with the subjects always given him problems. In other words, it's math class, and he's always had trouble doing with math. She says that she called the school's main office the next day and spoke to the discipline office of disciplinarian Timothy Tobin. Tobin said that he told her that he had disciplined the other student who admitted to using the racial slur. He assured that the son would be safe and comfortable learning in a safe and comfortable learning environment. And the second incident, she said, occurred during lunch last Monday when she found out that from her son that a different student had teased him in a manner that can be construed as racist. He kept calling him Arnold Schwarzenegger, she said, emphasizing the last two syllables of the former actor in the California governor's name sounded identical to the N-word. Michael says she spoke to Tobin, and he told her that the boy, upon questioning in his office, finally admitted to the taunt. She said that the third and final straw, which led to the reaching out to the cousin, is what happened last Wednesday. She said that she spoke to Elizabeth Sullivan, the school's assistant director for principal, after her son described a more serious incident involving physical violence. During a vocational class in which the instructor was preoccupied with other students, Michael said a student not only insulted her son, but kicked him. Her son, Michael says, is well-versed in martial arts, executed an arm lock and self-defense maneuver and pushed her boy away. The boy, she said, had came at her son.
Can I interrupt for a second, all right?
All right. Yeah.
I'm just curious. Does this story ever end?
This is from Benny. The boy, she said, came her son again, pinned him using an arm block. Her son warned the other boy that it didn't hurt him, but he would if he persisted. In other words, I know karate. I'll kick your ass if you keep doing that shit. But I don't want to get in trouble. So she said that Sullivan appears to be a systemic problem among some of the students when it comes to racial intolerance, and that's basically where it ends. They talk about being Haitian immigrants and the victims of racial violence or racism. So, what did you want to talk about, Benny?
Well, the funny thing that I find with this is because, well, I don't know if it's gonna be like a form of doxing or whatever, but this was actually my former high school.
Okay.
And I can just tell you from experience from that school, a lot of things that they say in this article is actually 100% complete bullshit. Because one of the things I bring this type of thing up is because, you know, we're now, because like you say, because of the Florida shooting, is you know, there are like signs like this in most schools where like a kid gets bullied because of either race or identity or whatever, and they show these clear signs that they definitely have this issue, but most schools just don't do anything about it. And
Right.
it's troubling for me because, you know, I was bullied in school. Because of like my weight, I had a lot of speech problems, and like it's one of those things that troubles me because there's like one of the biggest lies that school has ever taught me was bullying will not be tolerated.
Right.
And there's like these warning signs that people would see, but they just wouldn't say anything about it.
Right.
You know, and I feel bad for this kid because, like, the school is great. You know, if you want to go into, say, if you want to go to a technical school, if you want to, you know, learn like hands-on stuff, like go to like automotive or culinary, like this kid did.
Yeah.
But I find it funny because there was a similar incident there that happens, and no one talked about it. But yet this happens. This happened last year,
Right.
and I find it funny that how come back then no one said shit about it to the kid. I'm not gonna say his name because
Okay.
reasons.
Was he black?
Mexican.
Okay. So it was all right. All right. Keep going.
And
I have a question, Benny. Is this like an overwhelmingly white school?
well, the school itself, it would have like five different districts, which is just like five different towns, and they would all be cluttered into one single school, which is this school. And you know, you have different kids from like different towns, and they all have like their own personalities. They have like one of the things that you would know is like if you talk to a certain kid, it'd be like, "Oh, you're from this town." I can tell. But the school itself, it is predominantly white. Like we barely saw a lot of black kids there. Like I would say, like the percentage would probably be like probably less than 5%.
Mm-hmm. Where did Dill go?
Oh, I don't know where he went.
That was interesting. Okay, so all right. So you're saying that past issues like this have not gotten reported,
No.
right? So, well, you know, this is Black History Month, and if you know, if I were in a similar situation and I were going to capitalize on something like that. Yeah, Right Wing Sister, if you want to hop in a general voice chat, and then I can yank you into the studio and you can talk with us if you want to for a little bit. You want to?
By the way, I rate Red will be joining us shortly.
Okay. All right, cool. Excuse me. Okay. And I'm gonna find out what happened to Dill. Okay, so what do you think, Sir Adamantine? Give us a piece of your brain on this deal.
My entire thoughts from beginning to end on racism goes to the wonderful words of who's that great actor who always plays the black president? He's like in every movie, and he's not Samuel L. Jackson.
Morgan Freeman?
Thank you, Morgan Freeman. The great words of Morgan Freeman. If you want to stop racism, stop talking about race.
How do you feel, Right Wing Sister? Talk to us. It's nice to meet you. Am I right, Prostate?
I am Right Wing Sister, aka Sunny. I know you guys are talking about racism, but I just jumped in. So, what is the context?
There's in Massachusetts a Haitian kid he was pretty much bullied, and his mom it was just an article about a kid that had been bullied, called names, and then had been kicked, and the mom brought it to the attention of the school, and it was the school saying they weren't going to tolerate it. It was really nothing outstanding, anything, different about it. It's, and I don't mean it what I mean is like, there's nothing
racial about it.
Well, no, I don't, I mean, it's racial, obviously, because of what happened, but it's like, there's nothing that stands out that says, well, this is an odd version, situation, like this that exists. I mean, it looks like typical bullying to me with the racial.
That's what I think. Yeah. I think they're trying to make it racial because they're trying to push racism into everything.
Right.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, if it was racial, I mean, if he's like the only black kid in there and he was the only one bullied, yeah, that kind of screams racism. But bullying is a problem more than racism is a problem, in my opinion. Because,
well, and let's face it, kids are bastards.
Yeah, they are, and they're ruthless, and they don't think about consequences. They don't think about, because like there was this, how the Tide Pod challenge happened, and it's a joke, and some people took it seriously, and people got hurt and even got killed.
Right.
Well, there was one that was not as popular. It was called the Hot Water Challenge, and some people, it was a group of girls, yeah, they lured this girl into a park, threw hot water in her face, burned for life. Like, she's permanently disfigured.
Oh, is it where
I saw a video where people did it to themselves. I mean, just like, how stupid can you be?
Yeah.
There's a thing that actually they learned, that was learned in prison. This thing that they do is they'll take boiling hot water and then they'll put baby oil on top of it and get the oil, that temperature, and then they pour it. They pour it on the person, and that oil sticks to you. Right?
Yeah.
You can't, it just, it burns, real deeply into the skin. It's kind of napalm type effect. Was it like that kind of deal?
No, it was just strictly boiling hot water. It was
Jesus Christ. That's still horrible. I mean, for God's sake.
It is.
That kind of, that's horrible scoring.
Yeah, but again, there's at least one YouTube video out there where people are willingly doing this to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy,
I forgot that I ordered food. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wow, a nice welcome change. Get some more ladies in here. It's a good thing. The Sausage Fest. Red will be joining us too. Our resident lady.
It's really amazing how stupid people can be.
Speaking of, all right, Colleen Bernier will join us, and I'm gonna bring her in. Hey, Colleen. Can you hear us, Colleen? I can't hear her. I don't think she's tried to talk yet, though. So yeah, it's another wonderful night here at typical Creem Stream. It's the 25th Creem Stream edition, as a matter of fact. Uzi Q walks in the door and says hi to everybody.
Uzi!
Yay!
Tell her.
Yes, everyone says hi. It's a loving, whatever that is. I'm doing some kind of like motion with my arms. I can't describe it. It's like, she curtsies for us. So,
what a Southern belle.
Yes, what the Southern belle she is, indeed.
No.
Excuse me. I'm drinking this like really good tea. It's really good. It tastes like I'm actually drinking an apple. That's how good it is. It's really good apple tea. It's the best I've ever drank in my life. So, and I know you all are just blown away by that, and I can't help it, you know.
Yeah, I can say I trade my whiskey for it.
Yeah, I would. I don't know what happened to Duel, man. I hope everything's okay with him. Freedom, what you doing, man? And so it looks like we got a good crew for a typical. And Red has joined us. I'm pulling her in. And
shut the.
What's up, Red?
Shut the hell up.
I said shut the door.
Right.
I have acquired my food.
Anyway, so what is happening?
We are just hanging out. Been talking about various news articles. Benny Hanna brought us an article about this Haitian kid that had been bullied, and we've been talking about the way the school is kind of, kind of trying to, they're trying to make it a race thing instead of just a bullying thing, I think. And I think that's what the consensus is about that. But we were fixing to move on. And as a kind of a call-in kind of thing, we've got Right Wing Sister is hanging with us.
Hi.
Hello.
Sister, are you new to YouTube, or have you been hanging around a while? I'm not familiar with you.
No, I made my channel like late last 2016, and then my computer broke, got a new computer, started back up, started uploading kind of regularly ever since. And yeah, it's just my channel's about political, social issues from a conservative black person perspective. So.
Heresy.
Yeah, I know, right? I get strange looks when I tell them I'm a conservative. They're like, "What?"
Wait. You're a conservative?
I am.
I like you a lot more.
Benny likes everyone. He'll hump your leg. Give him 30 seconds.
Oh, shut up, Red.
You're just mad because it's true.
That's only half true. You shut your mouth.
Uh-oh.
Why don't you give me something to shut it with?
All right, love each other now. This is about love, man, everybody.
I think it was headed that way already.
That's right. So you doing okay, Red? We was worried about you, man.
Oh, my phone's MIA, so I haven't been on Twitter since last night. I popped on for just a few minutes this morning, and then other than that, I was like, oh, there's a lot of drama stuff going on, so I'm going to watch Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, classic.
You just said, fuck it. Well, shoot. We've been just talking about, all right, I've got here's one that'll kind of lighten the mood. We've been kind of running really, last couple of things we've been talking about have been a little bit heavy. Let's lighten it up, all right? All right, this is back, we're going international again. Remember, all the world is Florida. And that's a play on the Shakespearean thing, people, if you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you got to explain it, they're not worth explaining it to.
Yeah, I know. It means if you got to explain it, it means it's a shitty joke. So a pilot forced to make an emergency landing after a fight breaks out when a passenger refuses to stop farting.
What?
Yes. The Dubai to Amsterdam. This is explaining a lot of things right here. Made an emergency, made an unscheduled stop in Vienna as an elderly overweight man reportedly refused to contain himself. I love the way the Brits write stuff.
Well, all right, question.
Please.
If you're someone who's having some enormous gaseous problem, how is it a willful thing at that point?
I don't know. I've met some frat kids in my days that they can do that stuff at will.
Yeah. See, I had a couple of friends in college that could do that stuff, man. It was really weird. It was creepy. And I mean, it was really creepy. And I don't want to talk about it. It scarred me. All right, I really don't. All right, so a pilot forced to make an emergency landing after the fight broke out when a passenger wouldn't stop farting. The Dubai to Amsterdam flight made an unscheduled stop. We just said this again. Why do you say it twice, people? Chaos erupted on the flight when two Dutchmen who were sitting next to the flatulent man told him to stop. And complained to the Transavia Airlines crew. Yet despite repeated requests to even redirect to even a what the fuck. Yet, despite repeated requests and even a redirect order from the pilot, the man carried on and the fight broke out. The pilot of the Dutch low-cost airline, obviously, decided to make an emergency landing at Vienna International Airport in Austria. Officers boarded the plane with police dogs, who immediately dropped dead at the smell. I had to drop that. I had to put that in. That was too good.
I was saying it's a Dutch convection oven at that point.
It's a Dutch oven. you know that's what they call it when you put the covers over your spouse's head when you fart in the bed. Dutch
I do it to my kids. It's even funnier.
All right. The pilot reported passengers on a rampage. Before footage emerged of the passengers being removed in a social post on social media by Alfred Decker, whoever that is. Your name's been mentioned on public. Whatever. A police spokesman confirmed the incident centered around a passenger suffering from wind who was not attempting to restrain himself, and that this offended the two young Dutchmen who started a fight with the man. Two sisters sitting in the same row as the men were also escorted off the plane. They were told by local media that they hadn't done anything wrong. They said, we didn't do nothing.
Didn't do muffin.
Right. Nora,
they're baking something, though.
Nora Lachab and told the Graf, it's Telegraph. That's, okay, Telegraph, right? The Telegraph. I'm sorry. Do you know the way? Well, we're on the Telegraph. It was crazy that we were included, and we had no idea who these boys were, and just had bad luck to be in the same row that they were, and we didn't do anything. They said that they didn't do anything to justify the behavior of the crew. They did nothing to warrant it. Okay, we get it. Do they sometimes think that all Moroccans cause problems? So yes, of course, we're going to blame. We're going to use identity politics to even try to shame these motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And that's why we do not let it sit. We had to fight for our own rights, and then we had to find flights home with another airline. All I will say is that the crew were really provocative and stirred things up. A spokesman for the airline told local media that the 4 people have now received a ban from any further travels. You're not getting on my airplanes ever again. And were not arrested because they hadn't broken any Austrian laws. I mean, come on, farting on airplanes a law and fighting at 80,000 feet. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, this is where I'm like feeling a Samuel Jackson moment of I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking farts on this motherfucking plane.
No shit.
I mean, come on. Airplanes are already disgusting, and people are disgusting, and the seats are getting closer and closer together, and they're giving you less and less ideal options of food and beverage. I mean, it was just waiting to happen.
Yep. Yeah, and then, beer, I mean, it's like, I don't know about you, but I've had a really bad case of the beer farts before, man, and they're not pleasant, and they're not accurate. I mean, they are accurate, actually.
I'm going to defend the farter here.
Please do.
Because if you need to do it so much that it becomes a nuisance, like the kind that leads to fights, you need to do it more than you can hold it in.
True.
I mean, yeah, you maybe should go to the bathroom and just sit there for a while, but
that's what I would recommend.
Well,
I'm gonna take up the bathroom now.
I actually did see a video of there was this really shit parent whose kid would not stop screaming, and that kid screamed on that airplane for 7 fucking hours.
I saw that article too.
And and in my head, because now knowing about this, what's worse? A dude farting on a plane or a child screaming for 7 fucking hours?
A child screaming.
How about a child screaming with a nasty diaper the parent doesn't know how to change in those tiny ass bathrooms?
Oh no.
Yeah, we're taking this one.
Hey, don't play grosser than gross with a mom of 4, all right? let's just not play that game.
All right.
If I were a parent, which thank God I'm not and never will be, but if I were,
my daddy, Surrey.
but But if I were, and I had a kid who was about to scream for 7 hours on a flight, I would just grab the kid and put one hand over their mouth until they shut up or passed out.
But what if they bite you?
Wow.
A little choking.
Okay, we're going to move on, okay? If you don't mind. All right, this is woman finds unusual use for Vagisil. It's even inspired by beauty product makers. It's probably one of the last things you put on your face, but beauty experts swear by it. What do you reach for the first thing in your part of your morning beautification routine, ladies? Soap and water, fancy lotions and potions. How about Vagisil?
No, I can vouch for this. This works.
Oh,
Sorry.
Really?
Vagisil works?
Hold on. It may be the last thing on earth you'd consider or admit to using, but Vagisil is not just a one-trick pony. The over-the-counter cream is used to treat external vaginal itching and irritation, as another very handy use which beauty experts swear by. All right, so the question is, would you be convinced to use it? The creator and founder of Huda Beauty says that it is a perfectly fine cosmetic. So, all right, right-wing sisters, school us on this shit.
Okay, so Vagisil and Monistat is a very good, very effective makeup primer. So a makeup primer basically is like the layer of, I guess, to make your pores filled in and your skin looks smooth before you put on your makeup. It actually works, and it's pretty good. And all the makeup artists, and her name is the name of her makeup line is Huda Beauty, because I'm like a makeup junkie. If you look at my profile picture on Discord, it's me and the Ugandan queen, whatever. I was doing a video.
Only makeup I work with is Halloween makeup. I make some serious moulage.
But yeah, the stuff works. Like if you want to prime your face first so your pores don't get all clogged up and stuff, Monistat and Vagisil actually works.
Don't some women put like preparation H under their eyes?
Yep.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I remember a while back that my sister was telling me about this, and I said I was afraid to use it because I was afraid it'd make my head disappear.
Well, no, it won't do that. Yeah, I get it.
That's another bad joke. All right. So, and last but not least, and this will give us plenty of time to talk about this one because UFC's Devin Powell, the dude is literally busted a nut. Okay.
Oh wow.
UFC fighter Devin Powell is one bro who won't be getting lucky on Valentine's Day because he's in the hospital nursing a surgically repaired testicle. No, we're not making
That's what you talk about, busting a nut.
Indeed. And Devin gave TMZ Sports the cringy play-by-play of the accident. He told us that he was at the training ground game for the UFC vet with the UFC vet Joe Luzon, and it was business as usual until Joe's knee sandwiched one of his testicles with the mat and exploded it. Quote, exploded it.
Wow.
The top of it felt like a big sack of worms. All the veins swelled out, and the worst part, he said, was a day and a half before getting his ruptured sac checked out. In other words, he kept going. He kept fighting with that thing.
Wow.
I mean, it's like...
I was like, hey, if a girl's got you close and you're just feeling that moment and you know you're so almost there and you might bust a nut, but you haven't quite literally bust that nut, I don't know. I mean...
Well,
heaven isn't too far away.
They said if you had waited too long, it would have been unrepairable. I said, lucky for him, it wasn't too late. Said the scrotal surgery was a success, and he was already asking Dana White to book him for a future bout. So,
now, here's my question: did he get an honorary Darwin Award for removing himself from the gene pool by negating his seed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we can say this guy's quite the pair on him.
I mean, not anymore. One's kind of off.
No, they fixed it. They fixed it. They fixed the testicle. They repaired it. See, yeah, the way it is, it's like this long, like wormy kind of thing.
Oh God!
Well, the sack's kind of like a peritoneum type situation, right? And then they just sewed that sack back together, and he's back in business.
I don't know, man.
I want to know this, and I blame you, Irate.
You blame me?
We all do.
I blame you 100% for this. How is it in the last 2 weeks I've learned, number one, you can break a penis. Number two, you can have twisted balls. And number three, you can literally bust a nut.
Uzi, what are you doing to this man?
I've been a guy all of my life, and I have never, thankfully, had to know any of these things are possible.
Well, all I did was I just looked for some interesting stuff to put out, to talk about on the show, and this happened to pop right up.
He's only got one smooth criminal.
It stuck out to me. It stuck right out there, man.
I gotta point out what Waifu Hunter said over here. A long wormy thing that lives in testicles. White YouTuber, 100%. It's him.
That's excellent, man.
Yes, irate prostate is apparently in a closet on a paper cup, according to William Stenchover. And Uzi Q, I don't know, but your husband here has been enlightening everybody to all these amazing genital dysfunctions or issues or contusions, however you want to describe them. I want to say it's you because I don't want to think anybody else is enlightening him.
No, there's nobody to enlighten me but her. You know what I'm saying? She's awesome, and I'm grateful that she puts up with me because there's some crazy stuff, when you think about it. So where do we go from here? I was
speaking of Twisted
from the
Nut
record ball
and Dashed Dreams, I heard T-Tac and crew did face reveals tonight while I was out doing some shopping for Boozemaholics.
I didn't know that T-Tac did. I saw AP and Gasly.
And apparently Aluminum Paladin did too. Of course, Failure, we all knew what his ugly mug looked like.
Yeah, because Aiden Paladin's been going faceless for about 2 months now. She's her boyfriend is a hard bastard, and she revealed her face on his show.
I think it was good that Aiden did that because there were people that were trying to dox her.
Yeah.
And I knew she was going through some serious things because she actually is an academic that can respond.
Yeah.
And it's better to take the power away from these assholes and say, look, okay, you're going to try to do this, then say, take it away from them and just do you, boo. And I say, hey, here's me. This is me. I'm standing up for what I believe in and who I am. Fuck right the fuck off.
All right, addressing the chat, Colleen Sinatra exposed himself a while ago.
Oh yeah, I've seen Sinatra a long time ago. We all knew he was a fat fuzzy.
I don't want to see any of you.
Yeah, I really am disappointed when I came home tonight and my husband was like, "Oh, by the way, AP and Gas, they blow." I'm like, "God damn it, that's a bad idea." Yeah, he's like, "Why?" I'm like, honestly, a lot of these people, it's not so much a privacy thing. I understand the taking the power away from those that would like to dox you and make you feel like a victim and make you vulnerable and all those things. Right. I get that. But honestly, doing what you do and being who you are, especially when you have avatars and people that play a character. I have an avatar. I don't play a character. I'm an asshole in real life. I really am. A lot of you guys have heard me in private VCs where, I deal with my children and other people in my life. I'm like, yeah, that's just how I react to things. Just how I deal with life. I'm a jackass. But these other people have real professions and real things going on, but they're also playing a character, and you lose that illusion, that personification, and just that something that they bonded with was, with AP and Gasly was, hey, where else can you call in and talk to a real live cartoon? Right. And a lot of people say, okay, fuck it. As long as they don't do that face cam thing too often, I think AP and Gasly, out of everyone, it'll be something different. But for other people that are really in that political sphere, the hard-hitting bullshit, and I'm going to fight for this side, and I'm going to fight for that side, or anything like that, fine, whatever. But AP and Gasly, I think, will recover the best out of this because they are voice actors. They have a thing going. They've got a bit. Same with T-Tac. People fell in love with who they were online, offline, in private calls and things, just they're who they are, and then their personas just transferred really well. Yeah. I think AP and Gaslight, as long as they don't do the fucking live cam too often, it'll be good. And I haven't looked yet, and I don't think I'm gonna. Well, it's kind of like when Geek Thulu got doxxed. He's like, "Oh yeah, my dox is up." I wasn't gonna go look for it, even though it was very publicly and available. It's like I'm not gonna go there.
I didn't think
that's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody.
I didn't think that T-Tac did it, though. He was real adamant at refusing to do it, but yeah, everybody else did. But so they might have, urged him into doing it. But Ghastly, he looked like he kind of looked like exactly like I thought he would. And AP, he looked like David Lee Roth with no hair. I swear to God, the resemblance between.
And I lost my hearing.
I did too. I guess.
No, okay, yeah, we're all deaf bitches in here.
I think we lost our prop.
No, you didn't.
Oh, there you are.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Now with Ghastly, AP, or as I like to consider them now, Krillin and Tien, AP was very different from what I was expecting. Like, not even.
Waifu said something. Aiden, AP, Ghastly, Sinatra, Failure, T-Tac, Beardy, and Magog showed us that he can pop his jaw out of place. Which one of them popped their jaw out of place? That might be something I'm interested in.
Like
for
a snake?
And yes, honestly, butt stuff would be easier than any of this other horseshit people are going on. Because all you have to do is take a deep breath and back into it.
That's right.
Okay, aside from the doxing / avoiding being doxed sort of reveal thing, I don't like... If you've shown your face in the beginning, fine. But if you've been an avatar, stay an avatar. Because people create a mental image of you, and you're always going to ruin it if you show it after the fact, unless you're sugar tits.
Apparently it was Magog who did the dislocating jaw thing. So... Yeah, I get why AP and Ghastly did it. They totally took away everything from them. I don't know. Honestly, right now with what AP's going through with his personal shit with his daughter and his ex, they joke about it in the cartoons, but he's a father. He really cares about things. So
well, they said at the beginning that they had gotten stuff sent to them in the mail to their addresses. Addressed to their real names and shit. And, I mean, it just got to that point of where they just said, this is enough is enough. And they said they're not going to do it. That's probably the first and only. They're not going to do it much, if at all, And it might make it easier, especially for AP. I mean, to come on like a show like this and, and not have to be the frog all the fucking time, because that's really hard. Even when I do the Alex Jones thing, after about an hour, you can start feeling it. It's really takes a lot of energy because you got to stay focused and, to stay in characters, it can be difficult. And then there's that whole aspect of, going the whole Daniel Day-Lewis route, and you get a little too deep inside the character, man, and it gets kind of weird,
I don't know, but there are some YouTubers, I'm thinking of one that we all know, but I'm not going to name them, where they really suck when they're out of character.
We all know who you're talking about.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't. I'm playing dumb.
OZQ, if you want to see their face reveals, go to tonight's streams. I was out doing mom shit.
I'll hook you up.
And I missed the stream.
All right.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'd have been really supportive during the stream.
Red, if you think I know who I'm, tell me who. DM me and tell me who you think I mean.
Okay.
Okay, come on, man. We all know.
We're just checking to see if we're both on the same page on things.
I don't want to list them and insult them because that's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just
and we'll change the subject. a little bit just to get a little different direction. So, Right Wing Sister, did you were you familiar with AP and Gasly and all those guys, Sinatra, the whole bunch?
Yes, sir.
You have to call me sir. I'm your friend. I'm friend.
Oh, I can hear the respective verse. She's a yes ma'am, yes sir kind of person.
Girl. Yeah. You're nice. I like you.
She's a respectable woman.
Yes,
I am.
You are. So you were familiar with everybody. Did you watch the reveal?
I did. I was in my car. I just got from the gym, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's starting!" And then I saw their faces, and I'm like, "All right, now I know what they look like." And then I went about my day.
So, what was your sexual reaction? Were you immediately turned on by AP's awesome bald head?
No, not exactly.
Really?
I didn't see him as bald though. Okay.
He said he shaved it in support of Gasly or something. But he had just shaved it like yesterday.
That's it. Gasly's a cancer patient, confirmed.
Yeah, there had been talk.
I don't know.
There had been talk about that. Especially all the stuff last week, and so I don't know. I don't want to talk about these guys. I know AP a little bit better than most people do. So I don't know any of their personal stuff. So I don't want to speculate, especially in a situation like this. But it was cool to see what they look like but the David Lee Roth thing, he said he's gotten that before. I swear to God, if you take that face, I'll do it. I'll take a picture of David Lee Roth and I'll show people because I'm right. Okay? This is important.
This is such a man patriarchy thing to where a man has to be right and he has to mansplain things to women on the panel, and I am so not okay with this. It makes me so uncomfortable. This is problematic, sir. This is problematic.
Well, to be honest, I've been playing a character all along, to be honest with you. I am actually the Prince of Queens.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Yes.
Come on, Ira. You're not some big faggot.
I'm the Prince of Queens. I've been in character, and I'm going to dox all of you with the truth.
Oof, waifu.
We know the truth. We know the truth about you all, and I'm going to expose it, that you're all right-wing people, or cinder people, which is even more deplorable, which is can't make up your fucking mind. For God's sakes. I mean, this is terrible.
By the way,
I just have to oof the waifu comment with what waifu said. He says, I get where people are coming from with the mystique part, but this will help them get more work and help beat the dox threat. Okay, that's fine. And then he says, the stream turned into the cunt stream, except people were watching and it was funny. Oof! Fucking oof! Oh my God!
All right.
Ouch!
And that's we don't have a shitload of people watching us at this point, but our fans are the best fans on the planet for that quote right there. And if you're a member of the CS, the other CS, and you hear this and you were
Red says fuck right the fuck off.
I was going to say something similar to that. It's like, if you can't take a joke, go fuck yourself, because that's what this shit's all about. And
No. Red is telling the cunt stream what the format they've got going right now is fuck right the fuck off. Yeah. You're nothing but a bunch of knitting Nancys that sit around with a keg of Pabst Blue Ribbon and bitch about what everybody else has talked about and done the homework on. All you do is sit there and say, oh, what did that person say? What did that person say? You're lol cow live.
Dude, you should have seen, I had to catch it the other night because they had Bunny King on. And
Evil Sam.
Did you say Bunny King?
Yeah, man. And man, I was amazed because Bunny King just went on this rant.
Oh, Bunty King's a fucking networking Nancy.
This shit. No, listen to this shit. That's what I'm trying to get to. Is that he said he cannot stand ugly fat people and that they're disgusting. And I mean, he went on this thing where he was just
Bunty.
That's it.
just
I'm putting on a fat suit for Bunty King.
Bunty King is an ugly fat person.
He actually took a side on something. He actually said something he was thinking.
He took a side. Mark this day in history, folks.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I think that the focus group actually endorsed that way of that
Focus
opinion,
group.
and so he just went ahead and went with it because
I can't even hate Bunting King because he's not a person. He's
a focus group.
Yes.
He's a figment of my imagination.
I mean, there's nothing under the sheet.
Well, I used to
He
like
is
the guy.
hashtag YouTube marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's sad, man, is that...
Oh, someone brought up Boogie. I'm tempted to say something that'll make everyone hate me.
Do it! Do
Who
it!
is Poogie?
Do it!
What's the difference?
Oh, Boogie.
What's the difference between Boogie now and Boogie a year ago?
About 100 pounds and his wife.
And a wife.
Damn it!
That's sad. Yeah.
I know that he's widely popular. Like, I'm not even talking like, people who follow him. I'm just talking like, oh, he's so sweet.
No, that's fake sweet. I know fake sweet.
Yeah,
I put on the fake sweet.
Look, I grew up a fat kid.
He's a whiny, attention-whoring bitch.
No, he grew up... Look, I grew up a fat kid, and I know that there is so much fucking piss and vinegar and anger in him. That,
Francis is the real Boogie.
And if he ever let that shit out, it would be astounding and amazing, and it would blow people's minds because it takes... to go.
Well, he might actually approach being closer to likable if he did.
That's what.
See, here's the thing: the character he puts on, Francis, and I'm not subscribed to Boogie. I'm not subscribed
I don't know any of that stuff.
It's just he puts on this character, Francis, that's this woman hater, asshole. He can do the whole thing, and he can talk shit, and he gets all frustrated. Where people, the video that he put out where he's like, oh, well, the wife's mad at me, fucking smashes the keyboard, gets a...
Gets a what? What the fuck happened?
Your OBS happened. Damn you, irate.
Red.
Good job, irate.
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything.
Well, no, but this has been going on for everyone
Red?
on stream.
Red, speak to us.
Speak now.
I think Aranet's fucking up.
He's dead. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's dead.
But yeah, the whole Boogie thing. It's just like, how self-important are you that you think you constantly need to tell the world your latest status update and see how good I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's just pathetic.
Missy.
Red only said, "Oops." Okay, she wants me to pull her back in now. Okay. Hey, girl. Red.
It's her ghost. Ooh.
Hey, Ginger Snap.
I don't think it's the OBS, man. I think it's fucking Discord. I think Discord is acting up. I really do, because
He acted up with me for a minute.
Yep. We got 5 minutes to go too, and right wing sister.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this wreck we call a show?
It's fun. I like the topics. I like how you keep changing the topic so the conversation can keep going. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and the idea, if people can kind of get in the habit of doing is to pull people in and talk to them, like it's like a phone-in type thing. And then, when we're done, kind of, after maybe 1 or 2 minutes, just like a phone-in show, you eject them and then pull somebody else in, and that's why I wanted that thing to go into the call-in participation little rules thing so people could read it and then, come in. So, How did you find the experience?
Mr. Duel.
Yes?
The Duel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is Irate Prostate.
No, I found it because of Duel.
Oh, Duel sent you here. Okay, well, cool. So what was your experience on, how do you describe it?
Oh, I like it a lot. I like the call-in aspect of it instead of, just like the phones, I guess.
All right,
it's a lot more streamlined.
Well, here's the deal. We usually, the way that I always did the formula here is that I usually pull out 2 people, and then there's a core group that really Red's the only one, and myself. The other half of the core group aren't here. Tonight is a really anomalous. There's a lot of crazy weird shit. It must be a full moon tonight.
By the way, Red is in the.
I got her. I got her. You
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. We so can.
Ah, for fuck's sake!
Right Wing Sister, do you want to join us next week and be one of the guests?
Sure.
And we'll sit out, and if you want to, bring a couple of news articles that you want to talk about. We got a new, what we're going to do now is when we open the show, we're going to shill, and then we'll close with the shill. And I've got some other ideas, Red, I wanted to talk to you about the show itself and what we're going to do in the future. I do like the idea of maybe the second half being a call-in. Once the bugs are starting to get worked out. The thing yesterday really went well with Brian, so I know I'm excited about this stuff. But it's we got 5 minutes, so let's start selling. Benny, you want to start and tell us about what you're doing, who you are, and what you got planned for the next week, or you got something coming up?
Well, my schedule is always open for streams. Everyone can invite me to whatever they want, and you can follow me at Benihana97. I'm just your average internet shit. I am just your average internet shithead, and I love all of you.
You love your leg long time.
Excellent.
Me hump you sometime.
All right, Right Wing Sister, show yourself and your everything.
I have a YouTube channel. YouTube, Right Wing Sister. Follow me on Twitter. Join my Discord too, I guess. And I'm doing a collab with Whitey. So
Oh shit! You're gonna get collaborators. You're gonna get collaborators. Honey.
Yeah, I got the vaccine.
Condom.
I got the vaccine, so I'm not infected. I'm good.
What's your Twitter?
Right Wing Sister.
All right, at Right Wing Sister.
Everything is Right Wing Sister. Instagram, Twitter, everything is Right Wing Sister.
TAH, right? All right. Well, send me an invite to your Discord, and we're networking. Everyone's talking. This is awesome.
Yay.
Right. Sir Adamantine, you've got something to show, I believe.
The only thing I have my Saturday afternoon streams with Irate,
which is known as
Drinks with Friends, which generally devolves into incredible drunkenness with friends. And that's about it.
Last week was epic. 6 hours of awesome.
Yeah. Things have gone off the rails when you mean to have a 2-hour stream and you drink so much that it goes for 6 hours.
Yeah. Hashtag Tonka 2. Tonka 2.
You have a.
Oh my god! I cut most of that stream yesterday. Ooh boy!
You have a. When you have a 12-day hangover.
Put Red's Discord link in the description too. I just posted my Discord link.
Yeah. All right, and Red.
I do my Wednesday night midweek wind up. Last week we did the "Fuck You People Dating People" stream. Even though I am almost 14-year marriage, it was to make the singletons feel better and those that are in a part of a couplehood that want to mock other people feel better. We had a lot of fun.
Well, cool.
But that's every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific time.
And
that's 8 p.m. for midweek. That's 8 p.m. for Central, 7 p.m. for you Easterners. And I don't know about you people on the other side of the world or in upside down land. So,
what time is
but
it?
just consider it 2 hours earlier or 2 hours from what started tonight. So basically, right now,
it was
on Wednesdays.
All right, so it started at midnight.
Sunday, not for everybody else, but for my time, it would be right now. I'd be getting ready to go on Wednesday nights.
Right, so it'd be like 10 o'clock your time, then it'd be 12 my time, and 1 Eastern.
Yep. And then on Sundays we've got Devil's Advocates, and we're really messing with the new format where we have a set standard of guests, and every once in a while have a more important person, or so to speak, in the group think. A celebrity type drop in, but we're gonna try to do this new thing where not only do we spin for pro or con, and then you get to argue pro or con against the questions after you're on a team, but we're gonna spin weekly to see, hey, it's these people versus these people, and oh, we got a celebrity guest.
Sweet.
The sun might rise in the east, warranted, but it sets in the west. And if you know anything about hooking it up with anybody, where it sets is what's important.
Indeed, indeed. Well, this is Irate Prostate. I'm going to chill a little bit here. This is, of course, the Friday Creem stream, and so I do the thing on Saturdays with Sir Adamantine, and Saturday evenings, occasionally I will be popping in with Weibo on the I've joined the Chaos 120 group as an adjunct, and I'm hosting the show on Wednesday nights, so I'll be able, if Red, you keep me in the loop, I'll be able to remember with your assistance to pop in on your thing, because I was really sorry I missed it.
That happens, but anybody wants to join on my stream, I'm really not too particular. But, you know, you join my Discord, we go through the Ninja box, right, and we go from there.
And on Sundays, I'm going to be doing a weekly segment on Beer Barian's show. And let's see, there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah, the Thursday Sci-Fi Call-In with Big Fat Brian. This is something that's during the day. We're playing with the idea right now, and then there's another thing that I'm working on with somebody, and I'll have more information on that coming up. But things are starting to move and happen, and things. It's a good time to be a YouTuber and to be happy. So this has been a great show, everybody. Thanks for coming. And we're going to work out the bugs and shit, and we're going to give you a better product every week. So come on down and stay on out, and we're going to do it again. But right now, we're going to say howdy, everybody. Be sure and say goodbye, and with love, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.